Belt and Road Initiative, History, Present and Future. Introduction. The Belt and Road Initiative BRI proposed by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013 represents a significant global development strategy that seeks to enhance international cooperation and connectivity across multiple regions. Inspired by the ancient Silk Road, the BRI aims to foster economic growth, promote cultural exchange, and improve infrastructure in over 150 countries, thus establishing itself as one of the largest international cooperation platforms in the world. Historical background. Origins of the BRI. The concept of the Belt and Road Initiative is rooted in the historical Silk Road, which dates back over 2,000 years. The overland routes established during the Han Dynasty facilitated trade and cultural exchange between China and the West, while the maritime routes expanded these interactions to include Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. This historical context underscores the BRI's goal of rekindling a spirit of cooperation and mutual benefit among nations. Evolution of the initiative. 1. 2013 Proposal of the BRI. Xi Jinping unveiled the BRI during visits to Kazakhstan and Indonesia, outlining plans to develop the Silk Road economic belt in the 21st century maritime Silk Road. 2. 2017 First BRI Forum. The inaugural Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation was held in Beijing with participation from leaders and representatives from various countries, marking a significant step in international collaboration under the initiative. 3. 2019 Second BRI Forum. This forum reinforced commitments to high-quality development and sustainable practices, showcasing numerous cooperative projects and partnerships. 4. 2023 Ongoing expansion. As of 2023, the BRI continues to evolve, with the third forum scheduled to further enhance international partnerships and celebrate the initiative's successes. Current status and achievements. Infrastructure development. The BRI has led to the construction of thousands of kilometers of railways, roads, ports, and airports, significantly improving transportation connectivity. Notable projects include China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a series of infrastructure projects designed to connect Gwadar Port in Pakistan to China's Xinjiang region, enhancing trade routes and economic development. China-Laos Railway. This railway connecting Kunming in China to Vientiane in Laos represents a critical transportation link that facilitates trade and tourism. Maritime Silk Road initiatives. Investments in ports across Southeast Asia, Africa, and Europe have strengthened maritime trade routes, further integrating global supply chains. Economic impact. Since the BRI's inception, trade and investment between China and participating countries have surged. From 2013 to 2022, the total value of imports and exports between China and BRI countries reached approximately $19.1 trillion, reflecting an average annual growth rate of 6.4%. This economic expansion has fostered job creation, infrastructure development, and modernization in participating nations. Cultural exchange. The BRI has also prioritized cultural and educational exchanges, facilitating the establishment of Confucius Institutes worldwide, promoting the study of Chinese language and culture and enhancing people-to-people ties. Joint cultural festivals, art exhibitions, and educational programs have further solidified international relationships. Future outlook. Goals and vision. The BRI aims to promote a global community of shared future, emphasizing sustainable development, inclusive growth, and mutual cooperation. Key objectives include 1. Economic integration. The BRI seeks to create interconnected economies that facilitate trade and investment, ultimately driving global economic growth. 2. Sustainable development. The initiative emphasizes environmentally friendly projects, advocating for green technology and renewable energy investments to address climate change. 3. Cultural and educational cooperation. Efforts to enhance cultural exchanges and educational opportunities will foster mutual understanding and respect among diverse nations. Challenges ahead. While the BRI has achieved significant milestones, it faces several challenges. Debt sustainability. concerns regarding the potential for participating countries to accumulate unsustainable debt levels have emerged, necessitating transparent financing practices. Geopolitical tensions, rivalries among global powers may hinder cooperation and complicate BRI projects, particularly in regions with existing geopolitical disputes. Implementation and quality control. Ensuring the quality and effectiveness of BRI projects is crucial for maintaining trust and support from partner countries. Conclusion. The Belt and Road Initiative stands as a transformative global development strategy with deep historical roots and significant contemporary relevance. As it continues to evolve, the BRI aims to foster a more interconnected and cooperative world, addressing both economic and cultural dimensions. By promoting sustainable development and enhancing international partnerships, the BRI aspires to create a shared future that benefits all participating nations, ultimately contributing to global peace and prosperity. The Belt and Road Initiative BRI proposed by China is a multifaceted global development strategy with historical roots, contemporary significance, and future aspirations. It evolved from the ancient Silk Road concept into a modern framework aimed at enhancing global trade, connectivity, and cooperation. Since its inception in 2013, the BRI has expanded to encompass over 150 countries, positioning itself as one of the largest international cooperation platforms. Historical context and development. The BRI draws inspiration from the ancient Silk Road, which facilitated trade and cultural exchanges between East and West. The initiative consists of two main components: the Silk Road Economic Belt, focusing on land routes, and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, which emphasizes sea routes. The proposal by President Xi Jinping marked a significant shift in China's foreign policy, aiming to address challenges in global economic governance and cooperation. Key milestones. 2013 – Launch of the BRI. 2017 – First BRI International Cooperation Summit Forum held in Beijing. 2019 – Successful hosting of the Second Summit Forum. 2023 – Anticipated Third Summit, demonstrating ongoing commitment and evolution of the initiative. Current status and achievements. The BRI has led to substantial progress in infrastructure development, economic partnerships, and cultural exchanges. Infrastructure development. Major projects include China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, enhancing connectivity and energy supply. China-Laos Railway, transforming Laos from landlocked to landlinked. Jakarta-Bandung High-Speed Railway, a flagship project in Southeast Asia. Economic partnerships. Between 2013 and 2022, trade between China and BRI countries reached approximately $19.1 trillion. The initiative has facilitated significant foreign direct investment and construction contracts, contributing to economic growth in participant countries. Cultural exchanges. The BRI promotes cultural diplomacy through Confucius Institutes and various cultural initiatives, fostering people-to-people connections and mutual understanding. Future prospects. The BRI aims to promote sustainable global development and address challenges such as economic inequality, climate change, and global governance deficits. The initiative's future focuses on 1. High-quality cooperation, emphasizing sustainable, inclusive, and resilient development. 2. Green development, initiatives to promote renewable energy and low-carbon technologies. 3. Digital Silk Road, enhancing digital connectivity and cooperation in technology. Comparative insights from different sources. 1. The VOA perspective highlights the evolving nature of China's globalization strategy and the international community's reception of the BRI, indicating a shift towards a more cooperative global landscape. 2. Chinese government white papers emphasizes the BRI as a public good aimed at fostering global governance, economic integration, and cultural exchanges. It positions the BRI as a solution to existing global challenges. 3. global community of shared future, aligns with BRI goals advocating for a cooperative approach to international relations, mutual respect, and shared development. Counterintuitive insights. 1. China's non-hegemonic approach. While the BRI is often perceived as a tool for expanding China's influence, it is framed by Chinese officials as a collaborative effort that prioritizes mutual benefits and shared development, countering hegemonic narratives. 2. Debt sustainability. Despite concerns about debt traps associated with BRI projects, the Chinese government emphasizes its commitment to ensuring that participating countries do not fall into debt crises, focusing on economic viability and sustainability. 3. Globalization versus protectionism. In an era of rising protectionism, the BRI advocates for open globalization and cooperative economic development, positioning itself as a counter-narrative to isolationist policies adopted by some countries. Conclusion. The Belt and Road Initiative represents a significant effort by China to reshape global economic dynamics through enhanced connectivity, infrastructure development, and cultural exchange. While it faces challenges and skepticism, its historical roots, current achievements, and future aspirations underscore its potential impact on global development and cooperation. The initiative not only aims to revitalize the ancient Silk Road spirit but also seeks to create a shared future for all participating nations, emphasizing collaboration over competition in an increasingly interconnected world. The Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) is not merely a series of infrastructure projects. It represents a substantial geopolitical strategy that has the potential to reshape global trade, economics, and international relations. While many discussions surrounding the BRI focus on its economic implications, there are several nuanced aspects of the initiative that often go overlooked, yet are critical to understanding its significance. 1. Historical continuity and cultural significance. Many reports highlight the BRI's economic goals but fail to appreciate its deep historical and cultural roots. The initiative draws inspiration from the ancient Silk Road, which facilitated trade and cultural exchange between East and West for centuries. This historical context is significant because it frames the BRI not just as a modern economic strategy but as a revival of ancient traditions of trade and diplomacy. By invoking the Silk Road, China positions itself as a continuation of a historical narrative that emphasizes interconnectedness and mutual benefit. This historical framing serves to legitimize the BRI in the eyes of participating countries, suggesting that engagement with China is a return to a prosperous and collaborative past. The cultural resonance of the Silk Road narrative is an essential element that could foster deeper ties and enhance soft power, which is often sidelined in economic discussions. 2. Multilateral engagement and global governance. The BRI is increasingly recognized as a platform for multilateral engagement. However, the specifics of how it aims to reform global governance structures often receive insufficient attention. The initiative proposes a new model of international cooperation that emphasizes extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits. This approach is positioned as an alternative to Western-dominated models of governance, which are often criticized for being unilateral or exclusionary. What is significant here is that the BRI aims to democratize global governance by incorporating the voices and interests of developing countries which have historically been marginalized. The implications of this shift could be profound, changing the dynamics of international relations and enabling a more inclusive approach to global challenges such as climate change, security, and economic inequality. 3. Focus on sustainable development. While the economic benefits of the BRI are often touted, its emphasis on sustainable development is frequently overlooked. The initiative incorporates principles of green development and ecological protection, aiming to create a clean Silk Road. This aspect is crucial as it aligns with global sustainability goals and responds to an increasing international demand for environmentally responsible practices. The push for sustainable development is not just a matter of corporate social responsibility, it is a strategic move to enhance the legitimacy of the BRI. By positioning itself as a leader in green development, China seeks to counter criticisms related to environmental degradation often associated with large infrastructure projects. This strategic framing could improve China's global image, particularly in light of rising environmental concerns. 4. People-to-people connections and cultural diplomacy. The BRI is often portrayed as an economic initiative, but it also emphasizes people-to-people connections through cultural exchanges, education, and tourism. The significance of these soft power initiatives is profound as they foster mutual understanding and goodwill between nations. By investing in cultural diplomacy, the BRI seeks to build long-term relationships that go beyond mere economic transactions. This approach acknowledges that lasting partnerships are often built on shared cultural experiences and mutual respect. The potential for these connections to mitigate conflicts and foster collaboration should not be underestimated, as they create a deeper foundation for political and economic ties. 5. Technological innovation and digital Silk Road. The BRI's focus on technology and digital infrastructure is another critical aspect that deserves more attention. The initiative includes the establishment of a digital Silk Road, which aims to enhance connectivity through digital means such as telecommunications, e-commerce, and smart cities. This focus on technology not only positions China as a leader in digital innovation but also aligns with global trends toward digital transformation. The implications of this are significant, as digital infrastructure is increasingly becoming a backbone for economic development, especially in developing countries. By leading in this sphere, China could gain strategic advantages in setting international standards and norms in technology, further enhancing its global influence. 6. Resilience in the face of challenges. The BRI has faced a variety of challenges, including debt concerns, geopolitical tensions, and criticism over transparency and governance practices. However, the resilience displayed in adapting the initiative in response to these challenges is often overlooked. China has been proactive in addressing concerns about debt sustainability by emphasizing the importance of economic viability and shared benefits in project implementation. This adaptability is crucial for the BRI's future success. The ability to learn from past experiences and make necessary adjustments can help ensure the initiative remains relevant and effective in achieving its objectives. The ongoing evolution of the BRI, including efforts to improve governance practices and enhance transparency, reflects a commitment to creating a more sustainable and equitable framework for international cooperation. Conclusion. The Belt and Road Initiative represents a multifaceted strategy that extends far beyond infrastructure development. Its historical roots, emphasis on sustainable development, focus on soft power engagement with technology, and resilience in the face of criticism highlight its potential to reshape the global landscape. Understanding these often overlooked dimensions is essential for grasping the true significance of the BRI as it seeks to foster a more interconnected world that emphasizes mutual benefit and cooperation. The implications of the BRI could be profound, influencing not just economic relations but also cultural diplomacy, global governance, and the future trajectory of international relations in the 21st century. For most valuable points for in-depth analysis and discussion on the Belt and Road Initiative BRI. 1. Historical context and evolution of the BRI. The Belt and Road Initiative BRI draws its inspiration from the ancient Silk Roads, which facilitated trade and cultural exchanges between East and West for centuries. By linking historical perspectives with contemporary geopolitical dynamics, the BRI is positioned as a modern embodiment of past interconnectivity. The initiative was formally introduced by President Xi Jinping in 2013 and has since evolved from a theoretical framework into a vast network of infrastructure projects and partnerships across over 150 countries. This historical lineage allows for a deeper understanding of the BRI as not merely an economic endeavor but as a strategic initiative rooted in a legacy of cultural exchange and cooperation. This context prompts discussions about the implications of reviving historical trade routes in a globalized world, the potential for cultural diplomacy, and the historical narratives that accompany China's rise as a global power. 2. Infrastructure development and economic cooperation. At its core, the BRI emphasizes infrastructure development as a means to enhance connectivity and stimulate economic growth among participating nations. Key projects such as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and the China-Laos Railway have been instrumental in improving transportation networks, reducing trade costs, and fostering economic interdependence. The scale of investment, over $19 trillion in trade and investment with BRI partners from 2013 to 2022, highlights the BRI's role as a catalyst for economic cooperation. Analyzing the economic impacts of these projects raises important questions about debt sustainability, the benefits of infrastructure investments for local populations, and the geopolitical ramifications of increasing China's influence in partner countries. Discussions could focus on how effective infrastructure development can mitigate regional disparities and promote inclusive growth, as well as the potential risks of dependency on Chinese financing. 3. Sustainability and green development goals. The BRI's commitment to sustainability and green development is increasingly crucial in the context of global climate challenges. With initiatives aimed at promoting eco-friendly infrastructure and renewable energy projects, the BRI seeks to align with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. The emphasis on green and clean cooperation calls for an examination of how effectively the BRI can balance economic growth with environmental stewardship. This aspect invites discussions on the strategies to ensure that infrastructure projects minimize ecological impacts, the role of technology in facilitating sustainable practices, and the effectiveness of international governance frameworks in regulating environmental standards. The BRI's approach towards sustainability also reflects a broader shift in global development paradigms, warranting analysis of how other nations might adopt similar principles in their own developmental strategies. 4. Global governance and multilateral cooperation. The BRI is not just a bilateral initiative, it represents a broader vision for global governance and multilateral cooperation. It embodies China's proposal for a global community of shared future, which aims to foster dialogue, mutual respect, and collective action among nations. This aspect of the BRI raises critical questions about the current state of global governance, the effectiveness of multilateral institutions, and the challenges posed by unilateralism and protectionism. Engaging in discussions about the BRI's potential to reshape international relations involves analyzing its implications for existing power structures, the role of emerging economies in global governance, and the prospects for a more equitable international order. Furthermore, it is essential to consider how the BRI can serve as a model for cooperative international frameworks that transcend ideological divides and promote shared interests among diverse nations. Conclusion. The Belt and Road Initiative serves as a multifaceted platform that encompasses historical, economic, environmental, and geopolitical dimensions. Analyzing its implications on these fronts not only enhances our understanding of the initiative itself but also of the shifting dynamics in global cooperation and development. As the BRI continues to evolve, its potential to foster sustainable development and reshape international relations remains a critical area for in-depth analysis and discussion. 1. The Marshall Plan 1948–1952, officially known as the European Recovery Program (ERP). The Marshall Plan was an American initiative to aid Western Europe, in which the United States provided over $12 billion, approximately $100 billion in today's dollars, in economic assistance to help rebuild Western European economies after the devastation of World War II. The plan aimed to prevent the spread of Soviet communism by stabilizing these economies and promoting political stability. It is often cited as a successful example of economic cooperation that not only facilitated the recovery of Europe but also laid the groundwork for long-term economic relationships and European integration, leading to the formation of the European Union. Similar to the Belt and Road Initiative, the Marshall Plan focused on infrastructure development, trade partnerships, and mutual economic benefit. 2. The Silk Road, 2nd century BC, 14th century AD. The ancient Silk Road was a network of trade routes that connected China with the Mediterranean, facilitating trade not only in silk but also in spices, precious metals, and cultural exchanges. Established during the Han Dynasty, this route enabled the flow of goods, ideas, and culture between East and West, influencing civilizations along its path. The Silk Road's historical significance is echoed in China's Belt and Road Initiative, which seeks to revive and expand these ancient trade routes for modern economic connectivity and cultural exchange, emphasizing the importance of infrastructure and trade in fostering international relationships. 3. The North American Free Trade Agreement NAFTA, 1994, signed between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. NAFTA aimed to eliminate trade barriers and promote economic cooperation among the three countries. It created one of the world's largest free trade zones, facilitating the movement of goods and services across borders. Although NAFTA has faced criticism and was eventually replaced by the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement USMCA in 2020. Its initial implementation showcased the potential for regional economic integration. Like the Belt and Road Initiative, NAFTA focused on enhancing trade relationships, reducing tariffs, and promoting economic growth through collaborative agreements, highlighting the interconnectedness of economies. The Belt and Road Initiative BRI, launched by China in 2013, represents a significant shift in global economic dynamics, aiming to enhance international cooperation and connectivity through infrastructure development and economic partnerships. As we look ahead to 2025 and beyond, several predictions can be made regarding the future of the BRI. 1. Expansion of infrastructure projects. The BRI is expected to see a continued expansion of infrastructure projects across Asia, Europe, Africa, and beyond. This will include the construction of railways, highways, ports, and energy facilities, which will facilitate trade and investment flows. The focus will likely be on high-quality and sustainable projects that align with global standards. 2. Increased multilateral cooperation. The BRI will foster greater multilateral cooperation as countries recognize the mutual benefits of connectivity. Collaborative frameworks involving various nations and regional organizations will become more prevalent, addressing common challenges such as trade barriers, regulatory differences, and environmental sustainability. 3. Technological integration. The digital aspect of the BRI, often referred to as the Digital Silk Road, will gain prominence. This includes investments in digital infrastructure, e-commerce, and technology transfer, which will enhance communication and trade efficiency. Countries involved in the BRI will likely leverage digital technologies to streamline operations and improve data sharing. 4. Focus on green development. Environmental sustainability will play an increasingly important role in BRI projects. China has committed to achieving carbon neutrality by 2060 and will likely promote green technologies and practices within the BRI framework. This shift will attract partnerships with countries prioritizing climate change mitigation and sustainable development. 5. Geopolitical implications. The BRI will continue to shape geopolitical relationships, particularly as it involves major powers like China, Russia, and various European countries. While it presents opportunities for economic growth, it may also lead to tensions with nations wary of China's expanding influence. The response from the US and other Western countries will shape the geopolitical landscape, potentially leading to new alliances or opposition to BRI projects. 6. Enhanced financial cooperation. Financial institutions, including the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank AIIB and the Silk Road Fund, will play a crucial role in supporting BRI projects. Increased financial cooperation, including the use of local currencies in trade and investment transactions, will facilitate smoother financial operations and reduce reliance on the US dollar. 7. Public perception and local engagement. The success of the BRI will depend on public perception in partner countries. Local engagement, transparency, and community involvement in project planning and implementation will be critical to gaining public support. Countries participating in the BRI will likely demand greater involvement in decision-making processes to ensure that projects meet local needs and expectations. 8. Crisis response and resilience building, the global challenges posed by pandemics, climate change, and economic instability will necessitate a resilient approach within the BRI framework. Future collaborations will likely focus on crisis response mechanisms and building resilience in infrastructure and supply chains to withstand global shocks. 9. Cultural exchange and people-to-people connections. The BRI will likely expand its focus on cultural exchange and people-to-people connections, promoting mutual understanding and cooperation among diverse populations. Educational initiatives, tourism, and cultural events will enhance ties between participating countries and foster goodwill. 10. Monitoring and evaluation mechanisms. As the BRI matures, there will be an increased emphasis on monitoring and evaluation mechanisms to assess project impacts and outcomes. This will involve establishing frameworks to measure the social, economic, and environmental effects of BRI projects, ensuring accountability and continuous improvement. In conclusion, the Belt and Road Initiative is poised to evolve and adapt to the changing global landscape. As it seeks to foster economic development and connectivity, the BRI will face challenges and opportunities that will shape its future trajectory. The focus on sustainability, technological integration, and multilateral cooperation will be critical in determining the long-term success and impact of the initiative on global development.